I don't think he's connected.
Okay, you can begin.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. This is the Urban Design Review Board. I'm sorry, Forest Park. October 17th. I call this meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Testing. Roll call. Rodney Givens,
Present.
Ron Dotson,
Present.
Yahya Hassan,
Present.
Carol Clayton. Present. Yanni Cortez. Let the record show that Yanni Cortez is absent. Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our last board meeting on September 19th. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Can I get a second?
A second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, next item is old business. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is new business. First item is the applicant that's receiving approval for proposed exterior paint at 5217 Lindale Circle.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good
As stated, this applicant is seeking approval for exterior paint on their single-family home. The all the review criteria has been met, so the design is in harmony with the community. The components are fashioned in a way that they fit the surrounding. There are no scenic or natural views at this location, so there won't be any negative impact. And the design itself has no negative impact to the community. And there are no exterior buildings associated with this particular application.
Yep.
The building will be painted Sherman-Williams pure white with black trim. As you can see, we have show you the property on page 3 or page 7, excuse me. The aerial picture of the property, the zoning map picture is on the next page, page 8. On page 9, you see a picture of the structure in its original state. And on page 10, you will see the home in the newly painted state. And staff basically recommends approval for this particular application, and we're available if you have any questions.
Okay, so the work's already been done. Right?
Yes, I believe this was a code compliance issue.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
Well, I have a question.
Go ahead.
It said painted white.
Yes, unfortunately, the picture isn't
It's
as
blue.
crystal as, yeah, it's white. It's white with black trim. We apologize. I guess our printer didn't do justice to the photograph that was submitted.
Okay, all right. That's the only thing I
That
had.
was the blue.
Read a printer.
So has it already been approved? I mean, has it already been painted?
Yes. I believe it might have been a compliance issue. The applicant is here if you need some explanation.
Any more questions? Questions? It's the pleasure of the board.
Motion, go ahead.
Make a motion that we accept.
Got a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, next item is an applicant who was seeking approval of the design or remodel at 530 Main Street. Okay,
Okay.
Nicole, go ahead. Sorry.
Good evening, good afternoon. Once
afternoon.
again, yes, at 612 West Solomon Street. Oh, I'm sorry, 530 East Main Street. Basically, the applicant is seeking approval to do a redesign to an existing storefront liquor store. The applicant intends on expanding the amount of units that they have for this particular use by combining adjacent suites into one large unit. The criteria as it stands is if the design will be in harmony with the general character of developments within the area, and staff has found that it is. The design components are designed in a fashion that can coordinate with the elements of surrounding properties and environment. It does. The design shall protect scenic views or natural features on site. There currently aren't any. The design shall protect adjacent properties from negative visual impact. It will, because they're making improvements to the site, which will add and enhance the Main Street corridor. All exterior buildings are in conformity. There are no exterior buildings for this particular site. The colors, we have white brick, iron ore color stucco. The pictures are shown on the second page, I believe it's page 15 of 30, where you can see an outline of the exterior paint colors, the exterior metal coping, gutters, downspouts, stucco for exterior finishes. On page 17, you can see the aerial map of where this site is located. On the next page, we also have the zoning map as well as the current conditions photo. Okay, now I put up another drawing for this. It seems like the elevations were so light in color, it didn't come out completely in the packet that you have in front of you. I know you do have it electronically as well as in physical paper form, but we tried to take another copy just so that you can look at it while you're sitting here.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so the proposed design does meet the criteria. However, staff does have a few conditions as it relates to the development of this particular structure. Staff recommends that to break up the scale of the building, because it is a large, long building, one-story building, staff recommended designing a staggered facade, front facade, maybe with boxed windows or recessed windows and layered panels to offer some aesthetic change to the site. So instead of having one big block, rectangular block, we're trying to break it up and make it look a little bit more appealing, especially since it's along the Main Street corridor. Staff further recommends resurfacing the parking lot, delineating the sidewalk from the driveway because it all kinds of runs all into each other. Adding some boxed landscaping, to add streetscape revitalization. So basically, we are looking to have the site do some upgrades, which would be a happy addition to the Main Street corridor. And that concludes staff's presentation. We're available should you have any questions.
So is there sidewalk out there now?
It's kind of combined with the driveway, so it kind of looks like it
Big long
goes
driveway.
over, yeah. So we want to just delineate between the sidewalk and then actual curb cut and then entry onto the parcel.
Okay.
But the site is small, so.
Any questions on the board?
On your staggered front facade on there, are they gonna actually use the same colors and, material?
Well, we just made the recommendation. When the applicant comes up, though, they might be able to answer the question with regards to whether or not they're going to maintain the same paint colors once including some of the design features that was recommended by staff.
I think because of what that they have on here, it's not gonna be what's originally here. We won't see what it.
So we don't have a rendering of what it's gonna look like at the point. That's
Well, we
that's what
do, the rendering, unfortunately, the rendering that we do have, it didn't come out very clear in your printed packets. However, on the online packets, you probably would be able to see better what is proposed by the applicant.
So
And I don't know if we can bring it up on the screen for you, but if you look at the facade, it basically is painted brick, I believe. Oh, you know what? Are you the applicant?
Yes.
Okay, so the applicant has a color drawing, which is great because now you can see it for yourself. So if you wouldn't mind us bringing up the,
Yeah.
okay, come on up, sir. You can just say your name and your address. And do you mind if I bring that up?
And just like scrolling up, yeah.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Prem Kumar. I'm representing my clients. I'm the project architect for this project. So this is an existing liquor store. It's been there for a long time. And then there's an adjacent C-store as well, like a grocery store. So this phase, my client is looking for some kind of upgrade for the liquor store component. And the next phase later would be combining the grocery store component as well, do the renovation for that. So the existing building has some structural constraints. So one of the things that we will have challenges is the staggering the front facade. But to complement that comment, the way that we designed is like we created a staggering effect in the brick by using paint colors. And then also there are windows that you would see that's kind of like works as like a puncture in the wall. So it creates that, it breaks that monotonous character. So because the existing walls are like from way back in the days, and then we're adding new truss and we're adding new roof truss to it because the existing one is like kind of obsolete, and we don't want to use the new roof and everything. So creating that staggering thing in structure, it's going to be challenging unless we tear down everything. But then the way that we have designed using the color as a character, it still gives the same look. And then also to break the entire, facade, we have added canopy, and then there's going to be under canopy lights. And then you're going to have this hanger rods that's supporting the canopy that gives like a little bit of like a contemporary look as well. So which would tie in with current trend in architecture.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
So with
One additional thing, if I may mention, as it relates to the recommendations, because this particular structure is along Main Street, as you know, the Main Street has red brick pavers that cover the sidewalk. And so we would be requesting that they continue the paving all the way through the front of their parcel as well, while they're delineating between the sidewalk and the driveways. So I just wanted to make sure that was noted.
Okay, and you were aware of these renderings when you made the recommendation of the staggered face?
Yes, I know it was painted because that's just flat face paint.
Mhm.
As the applicant indicated, it does kind of give the look that it's staggered. But once again, we just recommended because it's different when you see the paint on the building physically and then versus a photo. So we still recommended doing something to enhance the facade, a little more of a facade treatment, just to, like I said, break up the front of the building, especially since it's just long and rectangular.
But that's a structural.
Oh, yes, but what we're
Yeah.
asking for are just enhancements to make it look, you can't.
Right.
It's just like you said.
You had a question, Yaya?
Is this relief that you're looking for essentially putting a box around the windows?
Yes, there's recessed or pushed in, slightly pushed in. It's not recessed completely, or some people can bump it out. It depends on which way the applicant would like to go. Once again, it's totally up to you whether you would like to go with staff recommendations. If you feel, of course, if it's appropriate, you can move forward. But we would like to just say that we think the sidewalk improvement, though, is something that really should be included just for the continuation of the sidewalk along the Main Street corridor.
Without getting into the weeds, how thick is that exterior wall on the front?
It's typical 8-inch.
Microphone, please.
There's no sidewalk there now, though, is there?
It's a typical cinder block, only like 8-inch to 12-inch thick,
Okay.
grouted. And some of them are like not grouted, so we may add some grouts to it, like a concrete, yeah.
So essentially to get any kind of relief,
So it's like we can,
come in maybe 4 or 5, 6 inches possibly.
yeah, 4 to 5 inches realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
yeah. Thanks.
You're
It's-
basically gonna get a
while you're
shadow.
there. Is
Yeah,
there
please say.
sidewalk there now?
So as the staff mentioned, the sidewalk is not completely delineated. It's more like a soft shoulder, so you can come in and do head-on parking along the entire facade of the building. So that's how it is right now.
Yeah, you can drive up on it
Yeah.
at any point.
So it's basically like a one long curb
Driveway.
cut. So you can just like pull in straight head on 90-degree parking. Because that's how the existing conditions has been.
Is the exterior, particularly regarding the sidewalk, part of any downtown overlay, design overlay?
This property is, I think this is the one that's not. Apologies, let me just check the zoning on the front page to make sure. Okay, so this property is zone general commercial, so there aren't any specific design standards because it's not in the downtown Main Street portion. If it was, there would be more criteria that would have to be met, but this
That's
is
what I was
just
trying to
general.
find out. Okay,
Mhm.
it's not in the zone, okay.
Sir, don't leave. Have you looked, go back to the mic. Have you looked into the cost of the facade that the city has recommended?
I mean, the construction cost?
Mhm.
Yeah, like the current upgrade that we're doing, it's more than what originally my client anticipated to do. But then if we had to create that staggered effect, we had to like build another wall in front of it because I have to like, then it has to be structural. And then if I put a metal stud wall or a CMU block wall, then I'm looking at the veneer system. Am I going to do stucco or am I going to do new brick veneer? So that may be very challenging financially for them.
And what about the cost of the sidewalk, as she mentioned?
That's probably going to hit them hard too. But we can, I will definitely like discuss, but it's going to hit them financially. Because right now, the improvement that they are trying to do, initially they just went with just like not doing anything, but then they decided, okay, let's make it a little more nice and appealing to make all the building looks the same. So they went to the next 2-3 steps ahead. So that's why like they waited for like almost, I would say 6 months now to gather some finances.
Which one do you think is more expensive, the sidewalk improvement or the facade?
Both. So the
Or-
other question, I cannot recollect from the top of my mind. I need to figure out if let's say if we have a curb cut, a inlet and an outlet, and we have a sidewalk, we just have to make sure if there's enough room for the car to back up and go out or go in or something like that. I can't recollect from the top of my mind.
Are you saying if you put a curb there, make it a real sidewalk? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like right now there's no sidewalk. It's all like curb. Like I mean, it just ramps up a little bit from the main street.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nicole, you were suggesting them put a 6-inch curb and gutter there as well?
I was suggesting that somehow they delineate between the sidewalk and the driveways, because as he stated, it's right now it's like a hump. So anything that can help delineate that would be good. Now, there might be other things to consider. Even with the structure, you can use panels as opposed to, going in hardscape. But with regards to the sidewalk, it would have to meet our sidewalk standards. So I guess to answer your question, I guess the answer would be yes, because I'm not sure what else could be done to delineate and have specific curb cuts and curbing for that location.
Have you considered regarding trying to get the architect's attention?
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't leave yet.
So he's the contractor, so I'm just trying to get an answer to your question. Which one would be more?
There's not enough room. There's not enough room out there.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
You back up, you back up off it.
yeah, it's.
So that,
Go ahead.
so
I was
he
trying to see.
he answered, so doing the facade would be compared to the sidewalk modification, it's gonna be economical. Like
More economical to do.
yeah, like the
facade.
sidewalk is gonna be more expensive, in other
Sidewalk
words.
replacement. Okay.
And then if it's a trade-off, like I think, the facade would be like much more a dual, like a cost-wise. Yeah. But
Okay.
Robbie is the contractor, so
Gotcha.
I just had to get the answer from him.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to hear.
This is for Nicole and the architect. Have you considered using pilasters to give some sort of relief?
Yeah, like
Pilasters on both sides of the windows.
so that's what like Robbie was saying. So we can bump out probably 8 inches.
Right.
So maybe like not go with brick. Maybe at that point,
It
maybe
wouldn't make a difference.
I may have to like do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would EFS finish work? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. EFS and make like some kind of portal bump out. Yeah.
Mhm. All you want to do is get a shadow. That's
Yeah,
essentially-
yeah,
that's
yeah.
essentially all that-
Yeah.
Carol, you got a question? You good with that?
I mean, they're doing, like I said, what you're talking about as far as the relief on there,
Yeah.
you can, like you said, you can actually do, maybe 3, 4 inches.
Yeah. So we'll just
and
bump
still
out by 8 inches or something. Yeah.
Full facade
Okay.
stuff on there.
Yeah.
If you do it, that way you can actually get to see a shadow part on there.
Yeah.
Because look, if you're just doing color, you're not gonna see color
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Ron, you got any questions?
No.
So, what's the pleasure of the board?
I move we accept with the stipulations that Nicole indicated.
Including the sidewalk improvement?
Ooh,
No.
Okay, I need a motion. Is the motion gonna be, we move forward with conditions as stated by staff, except for the sidewalk improvements?
yes.
Got one motion? Second?
So,
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, so it was clear? That was clear, right? Okay. Facade improvements, but no sidewalk improvements. Okay.
Okay, and our last item
Okay.
is
Item 3.
Yes, item 3. 646 Main Street. It's approximately 2.75 acres and it is located in the downtown Main Street district. The applicant is requesting approval of a design for a remodel of an existing structure or structures. The scope of the work includes interior renovations to accommodate the following primary uses. There are 6 buildings at this site, so buildings B1 through 5 totaling 42,480 square feet will house a roofing training facility. And building D6, 555 square feet will encompass the office space at this location. The review criteria are, will the design be in harmony with the general character of the community? The answers, it is. Are the design components planned in such a fashion that they are physically and aesthetically related and coordinated with other elements of the project and surrounding environment? They are. There are no scenic natural views at this location. The design protects adjacent properties from negative impacts, and there are 6 buildings, as I noted before, on this site. All the sides that are facing the road would be designed in accordance with the design standards for the downtown Main Street district. The siding consists of white brick. Whoop, hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna let the applicant go over that. The aerial map is located on page 23. The current photo is located on page 24. And as you see, the buildings are all kind of adjacent and next to each other, so it kind of forms a large structure when you look at it. On page 25, we have a rendering of the facade. It shows all sides of the building, including the silo. Now, what I will mention is yesterday at the Planning Commission meeting, it was important to the Planning Commission that some provision be put in as it relates to the silo so that it can remain on site and continue to function on the site. So we will put some language in based on the Planning Commission's recommendation just to ensure that the silo remains a visual feature of this particular site. If you look at the bottom of page 5, once again, you will see the facade. It's brick with a, looks like a glass door. Page 26, once again, they've given us all sides of the structures that will be facing the street, the various materials that are being used, as well as any treatments or awnings and things of that nature. So the proposed design does meet the criteria, and staff recommends approval with the following conditions. The front entrance, or at least something that looks like a front entrance, should be on Main Street. Main Street is the main facade or the main thoroughfare for this particular area. Being part of the downtown Main Street area, the intent is to have design that basically connects all the different structures along this street. And so the fronts typically, oh, thank you. So the fronts, can you zoom in a little bit? Thank you. So the front of the structure should look like the entry. As it stands right now, if you look at the structure, you can see that in the front of the building, there's a bump out where there's kind of an awning over the top. And I think that the prior tenant was basically using that to meet the front facade for the structure. There were some bay doors, I believe, like some drive-up areas, and I guess at that time, those were being used. This applicant plans on making modifications and changes to those areas, and I'll let them go through it. But the issue was that we wanted to make sure that the Main Street side of the property just maintained the front entry look. In this particular design, I believe that the front entry appears to be along the side street. But once again, I'll let the applicant go into it. Okay, so the front entrance should face Main Street. The entrance style be emphasized by architectural elements such as massing, materials, architectural details, canopies, awnings, maybe a change in the roof line, and it would have to be a mansard because we wouldn't want them to have to do their whole roof. The primary doors should be at least 50% transparent. The metal canopies may be used to mark the building entrances, but they're limited to twice the width of the doorway. Once again, to break up the scale of the building, because once again, it is a one-story rectangular shaped structure, we recommend the same thing, doing some kind of staggered facade, box recessed windows, or layered panels. A continuous horizontal band could possibly be used along the front to separate the middle or the top of the structure in the front. Allowable materials do include brick, masonry as primary facade material, wood or aluminum for storefronts. Now it's saying storefronts. This is not particularly a storefront, but this storefront provision is required for all the properties along Main Street. So that's why I did mention that. We can use stone, we can use cast stone for details, transparent glass, fabric awnings, or metal canopies, all in an effort to enhance the look along the Main Street side of this property. We do have some prohibited materials such as stucco, plaster, tinted or reflective glass, exterior insulation and finish systems, and which is EIFS, and vinyl or wood siding. Staff also recommends resurfacing the parking lot, delineating the sidewalks, which I believe they do have a plan to do that. I will allow them to, of course, speak to it. And also some box landscaping if possible. Now, the reason why I said box is because along the Main Street side, there isn't a whole lot of room, and there is some area which I believe is covered with maybe asphalt. I'll let them speak to it, but if we use even box planters, it does at least bring some greenery and some enhancement to the look of the site. Other than that, that's what staff recommends. We're available if you have any questions, and the applicant is here to kind of present and go through the details of what they're recommending for the structure.
Here's the visual or the rendering of what it will look like.
So the picture on the right is on Main Street, correct?
So this here,
That's
this
Main
is
Street.
what is currently there. This is what's currently located on Main Street. And this is a part of the downtown Main Street district. So this is the building, that is in question currently. And, this is it in its current state, and then this is what's proposed.
Okay.
So it shows the building facade, materials, and landscaping.
Okay, great. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Yeah. Give us a second to look through this.
Yes, what's on the screen is the adjustments from the recommendations.
So is the building still gonna be brick, or are you putting another facade on it?
It will still be brick. Yes.
Will that work for you?
And the correction, the brick won't be painted white.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it's historic brick, so we'd like to avoid painting that as much as possible. But we did hear the comments about wanting to get a little bit of play on the facade, so we have added.
Speaking to the mic, please.
Sorry, Audrey Plummer, I'm the architect on this project. So we did review the comments, and then we have made some slight adjustments that the building owner is on board with. So we've added where that pop out is that you saw on the street view, that's going to be demolished in that location. We've come back with a slightly taller kind of balloon framed wall just to add a little bit of shadow, a little bit of visual interest, new windows there, and then a new kind of pavilion entry just to kind of demarcate that corner a little bit, which I believe are in the spirits of the comments.
So the planters that are originally there, all of that's gonna be gone, correct?
Yes, all of that will be gone, and then you can kind of see in that 3D view of the sheet that I gave you, we're coming back with a new kind of linear park landscape area that will have some hardscape, some softscape, will help with dealing with the stormwater issues there. Still is going to be a usable area, just to kind of dress it up. Currently, it's kind of an overgrown gravel lot.
Also, what you're seeing is to accommodate for the, I'm April Ingram, I'm sorry. I didn't mention that before. Where you see the new on-street parking, that will be new right-of-way that will be dedicated to the city. And they will replace the sidewalk with a more improved wider sidewalk. And the on-street parking that will be used by the building that we discussed last night for employee, or for additional parking for the building
Okay.
use.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Where's your main entrance?
The main entrance is on Puckett, yes. The main entrance is on Puckett Street,
On Puckett
on
Street?
Puckett Street.
Okay.
So when you're facing the building that's on Bucket Street will be on the left?
Yes.
Okay.
So the area that's now kind of the reception area and the original building, that'll be taken off?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
It is currently in pretty bad shape structurally.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Been vacant for about 5 years now, so. It looks like an improvement to me.
I have a question about this device that's behind the building. What is that?
Sorry, where?
This device that's behind the building, it's in the Puckett Street elevation,
Oh, the tower,
tower, yeah.
Oh, the silo?
the silo tower.
Yeah, is that functional?
So that's not functional, but we've had a structural engineer come and look at it and review it, and it's in good structural condition. We're just gonna keep it as decoration. We're not gonna be using it for
Okay.
any industrial use. It's just for character. But we will be keeping that. Yes. That there is.
And this is the current state in which it's in now.
Question. Do you have any issues with the conditions that Nicole mentioned?
We believe that most of the comments we're all in agreement on. We just had a couple minor things. We would like to not paint that continuous horizontal band. This is historic brick. This is a 70-plus-year-old building, so we'd like to not paint the brick. Additionally, we'd like to not add any sort of boxing around the historic openings. Again, this is a 70-year-old building. We'd like to keep the historic facade along Main Street as is. We're spending a lot of time and effort to keep those original steel windows, and we'd like to keep the character as is on those. But again, we are, where the building has already been disturbed, we are proposing kind of a new little bump out that we believe will be in the spirit of the conditions. Additionally, as far as the material, wood siding was mentioned as a prohibited material. However, we'd like to potentially have the opportunity for that little bump out to have, a high-end, nice, like thermary wood vertical siding. We think that could add, again, some visual interest, a contrast to that historic brick as an option. Otherwise, we would use kind of a nicer, higher-end vertical metal panel. But we would like
Instead of the wood siding?
there's a photo, yes.
I think the metal panels would be better.
And that's replacing the wood siding, you're saying?
So at this kind of little new bump out, we'd like, for the pavilion, we'd like that to either, the wall along the pavilion, we'd like that to either to have the option to do vertical wood
Okay.
if, yeah, otherwise,
Above that,
This one?
above, yes.
yes.
Oh, here.
No, come
Sorry.
back down, come back down, the wood pound.
Right here?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so either that or metal panel. Some of that will be cost dependent, but we would like, we would like to have the option there if possible.
Did I hear you say prohibited wood?
Yeah, it is, but if the board feels that it works with the design that's being presented by the applicant, we could approve village plan as depicted by the exhibit that you currently have right now.
Would you be using, real wood or a simulated wood?
This would be real wood. It would be, it has a special treatment so that it weathers well and can be used on the exterior and wouldn't rot. It's heat treated.
So your first comment about the paint along the front, is that the continuous horizontal band
Correct.
that
Yep.
you was referring to? Okay.
Example of some type of architectural elements to add to the structure. It didn't necessarily have to be the band, but based on the new drawing that I'm just looking at now, it appears that they have met a number of the items that staff had originally recommended as conditions.
Okay. When you said a number of the items, that means you're suggesting one or two may not be on there?
Well, I'm sorry, just looking at it now, I think everything is primarily covered. They did not put the entrance, however, they put facade treatment to make it simulate some type of difference, which could be considered an entrance. And because they did that, I figured that would be enough to meet the criteria. Once again, I was looking at the other drawing.
Old version.
So.
Mhm. And then our final item would be the box perimeter landscaping. We are doing quite a lot of work to help manage the stormwater on site in an aesthetically pleasing way with native plants, drought resistant plants. Packing them in a box of a planter is gonna not allow them to serve their purpose for stormwater mitigation. So we are requesting that
That exception?
yes,
So I've heard 4 exceptions. I can't rattle them off right now, but
yes.
is the board okay with these exceptions?
I'm okay. I just have a question about, stormwater.
Yes.
How much change is being made? It appears that it's already grassed and.
Yeah, so currently,
Are you adding any impervious surface?
yes, so we are adding a new parking area because this building will serve now as the headquarters for Mid-South Roof Systems. It will be an office use, and so they require parking for their employees so that they're not, parking in the neighborhood. So a lot of that grassy area that you see on the aerial photo will be a paved parking area. However, along the parking lots, adjacent to the street, we will have fairly wide planted bioswale areas, both to help mitigate the stormwater runoff and then also to screen the parking from the neighborhood and from the street.
Well, that's outside our purview, so, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask that, but I'm a civil engineer. I was gonna ask, but that's not mine. All right, what's the pleasure of the board
Suppose we accept it. With
with the,
with the stipulations
the-
that Nicole and and RJ have agreed.
Yeah, you could, if you please, you could recommend approval in accordance with the plan, the redrawn plan for this particular site.
that'll be our motion.
Okay.
Who made that motion that she just said? Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I do have one item to discuss with you. I guess we'll have to do it in, I'm sorry.
What side?
Yeah, if you send it to me, or give it to me, I'll make sure. I'm sorry.
What side?
Which siding? The wood siding at the top and the front, and then primarily wood. I'm sorry.
You have something else you want to discuss
Yes,
during the meeting or after?
I think I can do it after, yes, after, so
Okay.
please.
All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move that we adjourn.
Got a motion? Got a second? All in favor? Aye. Aye. None opposed. We are adjourned.
Bring you